Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And have a good and I'm wishing all the learners a great day ahead. So for today, I'll be presenting my FYP1 proposal. My name is Ahmad Ahmed Abdul Hamid from mathematics number 2020510568. I'm from class EMD7 M9B2 from Faculty of Mechanical Engineering. So, for my final FYP1 title, I choose processing and analysis of recycled 3D printing FS filament as my final year project title. So, uh, in the proposal, uh, uh, at the start of the proposals, we usually put project summary. So, what is the meaning of project summary? So, a project summary is a brief overview of the key points of a project. It should provide a high-level view of the project, including its purpose, objectives, and key deliverables. Second, the purpose of a project summary is to give a quick and easy-to-understand summary of the project, so that the readers can quickly get a sense of what the project is about and what it aims to achieve. Next, the project summary should be concise and should only include the most important information about the projects. It is usually presented at the beginning of a project proposal or report and is intended to give readers a quick overview of the projects before they delve into more detailed information. So next, I'll be dividing my project summary for my FYP1 proposals into four. So the first one is 3D printings. The second one is material use. Next is the process, and lastly is the recycling. So for 3D printing, so what is the meaning of 3D printing? So 3D printing is a revolutionary technology that allows individuals and companies to quickly and easily create physical objects using digital designs. So usually they will be using a website or uh, a personal application uh, designed for 3D printing. Then, so 3D printings. So for my final year projects, I'll be using FDM printing machines to print my model at the end of my final year projects. Next is the material use. So for my final year project, I'll be choosing ABS filaments as the material, and I'll be, and ABS, which stands for acrylonitrile styrene filament, styrene, will be collected uh, using a recycle box that I've placed at Fabereka, which is my previous internship company, which also is where my co-supervisor located. So I'll be collecting and segregate used ABS material before shredding it into small pieces before bringing it back to your ATM. And next, the process use. So for my final year projects, process uh, the the type of process used in these final year projects is segregation of used ABS material, and then shredding it into small pieces into the homogeneous pellet size, and then pelletizing it uh, before we melt it down and extrude it into a new recycled filament. And then the recycled filament can then be used in the same way as the traditional ABS filament in 3D printing. So next, we move on to the recyclings. So what is the benefit of recycling? So one of the benefit of recycling is individuals and companies can create high quality 3D printed objects while also reducing their environmental impact that goes well in contributing to several of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals (SDGs), such as SDG 8 and SDG 7, which are decent work and economic growth and affordable and clean energy. So next is the example of 3D printed FDM machine that I'll be used for my final year projects. So these machines can be accessed and located at Fabrica. Uh, Fabrica. So the example is Race 3D, N2 Plus, Pro 2 Plus, E2, and Pro 2 Plus. So next is the type of filaments. So these are the comparisons of the type of filaments that presents in 3D printing work. So the first one is PLA, ABS filaments, SLA resin, ABS light, and TP95E. So as you can see, ABS filaments have a good and has a high impact resistance, and then it is also easily machinable and it heat resistant. So, and then also the main reasons why I'll be choosing the ABS as my material for my final project is because ABS is easily can be easily get and what is used in 3D printing company in Fabrica. So I get an easy access to obtain waste ABS filament for my final year projects. And then next is the example of products of 3D printings. So example is the minimalist vase, as you can see at the pictures sides. And then sport shoes and fish tanks. And then next, literature review for my proposals. So the meanings of literature review is a survey of research that has been published on a particular topic. It aims to summarize the current state of knowledge on the topic and identify any gaps or areas in need of further research. Literature review is often included in academic papers, research reports, and other documents. So this below is the example of reference that I get for my literature review, which is the title FDM 3D printing technology in manufacturing composite elements. Next is my objectives for my final year projects and final FYP1, FYP2. Most important is for my FYP1 proposals. So regarding the chosen title, is the first one. The first reason is to the first object is to perform a basic analysis on recycled 3D ABS filaments through tensile tests, thermal analysis, thermogravimetric analysis, and rheological analysis. Second one is to obtain mechanical properties, aesthetic values, value, flow, and thermal behavior, which then compared between the raw 3D ABS filament with the recycled one. And lastly is to fabricate the good quality of recycled 3D ABS filament that can be used to do 3D printing model obtained from segregation of waste grinding, melting, and extrusion of the recycled waste material. Next is the methodology. So what the method that will be used in my final project is first is testing and analysis, which for thermal analysis of ABS thermoplastic, I'll be using differential scaling calorimetry and thermogravimetric analysis TGA to evaluate the thermal behavior of ABS material. Second one is I'll be use rheological analysis to study the rheological properties of ABS material, such as its viscosity, elasticity, and shear rate sensitivity. Next, I'll be using tensile test, which is a common mechanical test used to evaluate the tensile strength or uh, its mechanical properties. Uh, the fourth one is extrusion of filaments using the filament extrusion machine that I can access at UNICL MFI, Fabrica branch UNICL MFI. And lastly is using 3D printing by using 3D print FDM 3D printer. Last is the example of we can see the programming results that I obtained at Fabrica Sdn Bhd from UNICL MFI branch. So the left pictures is the waste of ABS material. The middle one is the filament extruding machine where they roll the filament into a roll. And then the parameters. Next is the size of the homogeneous pellet size after pelletizing. And then the last one on the right is the melting machine before extrude the filament, recycled filament into a new role. That's all from me. Thank you. So I'm looking forward to for the questions from you from the panels. Then I'm wishing you, and then that's all for me. Thank you.